What is up, y'all? It is Roxify here with another video. So for this video, this one's gonna be slightly different. I actually tried recording this video beforehand, and I had to go do something like while I was recording it, so that didn't really work out. But I am going to be doing this video a little bit differently. So in this video, it's not a standard video. It's more of a It's not like one of my update videos on the game, or like where I kind of sometimes show off gameplay depending on if I do or not. But this one's going to be actually focused more towards the campaign of the game. So of course we have the campaign where we play the game, we start kind of getting guns in the game with it, or you used to be able to. I don't know if you are now. I know whenever I played back then you were able to, but I don't know about now. But it's such a weird feeling thinking about how the game actually was whenever it first started with just the first three worlds, and then we go on to the fourth one, and the fourth one's kind of weird. But the story is just so weird to where I just want to kind of go over it in this video. I will be starting these ones on easy difficulty. And I'll be talking through them as I keep going. If you are just here watching this and don't know what the campaign is for Pixel Gun 3D, it's just zombies mode basically. You can use whatever guns you have or obtain using it. But we're going to go ahead and just stick with what we've got. So we have our man. He's sleeping, alright? So he's just sleeping. He hears a noise outside, so like the American he is, apparently, for being in San Francisco, which is just San Francisco in Pixel Gun, he pulls out a gun. And he sees zombies digging up for brains. So this is on a farm, which of course is also still American for some reason. Which of course, as you can see, we are just using our standard combo, but I don't really care about the combo for this video. I just want to talk about the story. So, of course, we start off on a farm. And then we have to shoot all these zombies just to get, past the level. So, seems pretty normal, like a just regular zombies level. But that's the thing. What exactly is this game implementing with its whole system of the storyline? Because the storyline's kind of weird, which it will go over in the video if you have no idea what the storyline actually is. But so we start fighting zombies, and we find a cop zombie, which apparently I did not know this gun was that strong, and my pet was either. Okay, that's a little insane. Which, of course, in order to get all three, you have to actually beat it on hard difficulty, which is not difficult for the first level, per se. But it's something. It's just weird. And then we go into the cemetery. Somebody's calling for help. And they need our help is the description for the level. So, of course, we find the zombie. We're trying to figure out what's going on. So, just like an American, we have an idea for some reason to go and follow the help thing, saying that we have time to help. And the only reason that we have time to help is because we have a gun now. That can actually protect us, instead of us being the smart idea and just running away. Yeah, this storyline is a little weird. Oh yeah, I forgot while I was recording the last video there was a coin behind her. And yeah, in the levels you will find coins and gems that are just kind of secret, but they actually help boost your total. So, go ahead and kill all the monsters. The monsters aren't particularly hard until you get onto later parts of the game. So for these, as you can see, I'm just kind of one-shotting them. The boss, he's easy. Especially with guns higher leveled. And I don't know if you get guns in this mode the same way, but back then you actually earned them when playing them, just like the guns you didn't already have to start off with. So, of course, so we're out of the cemetery, and we go into this city after realizing that this is where the farmer's from. And looking at... Oh, I did not see that either. I remember not ever collecting half of these coins, so smart me. Well, we go into the city. We see it's in ruins after what appears to be the zombie apocalypse. And so, us being the smart idea, we actually stay here and fight off the zombies. Because like I said, we're still American. Okay, what attacked me? Oh, the fire. Just, all we do is just keep shooting the zombies, and I did not realize that this gun was this strong either. I guess they buffed all the guns, jeez. Oh, we got somebody attacking us from behind. Probably, oh, it's a bird. And as you can see, some of the zombies do kind of stay the same, but later on in time we will also see different variations of these zombies that just kind of get reused off the originals. So, are we going to meet the foe I want to meet? In this level you can also find old creeper ones. Like ones that are definitely rip-off creepers, but I don't know if they still have them in this game or not. Golly, okay. Still didn't realize how strong my gun was. Actually, no, it's probably because I'm on easy. I typically play normal whenever recording videos with this. The hospital, and we're just going to go over World 1. So, I'm going to skip the story a little bit more. We kind of go into the hospital that's near here because that's what that big zombie has. And so, we're starting to realize, hey, we're following clues to all these different locations that could be smart. Well, it's not all the time smart because, I mean, we're talking about we walk into a hospital out of all places that's probably zombie infested. Yeah, smart idea for us. But, really, as you can see, all we've got new is just a scorpion guy and a couple of retextures. So I will skip over to the boss fight of the level. Yeah, I didn't pause. And then we get on to the boss of the level. As you can see, it's still kind of a retexture of the first two bosses, but, I mean, dude, he's carrying a chainsaw out of everything, dude. Like, why would you not want to carry, or not want to see a boss fight with a chainsaw? So, I'll look at this fight real quick. Like I said, the boss fight's pretty easy. Especially with pets, it makes it so much easier because they'll kind of distract the bosses, but, yeah, it's a pretty cool boss fight. Especially for the first time seeing one that instead of just walking around is carrying a chainsaw. Then we go over to the bridge. This one's a little different, so I'm going to have to really show off the story. Like, from here on, the story's kind of weird. But after realizing that the zombie hospital was a really bad idea, we see a helicopter flying in the air, and we start chasing after it. And that's a pretty smart idea. I mean, it could be led to safety. We don't even realize that it's fallen down yet, of course, if you're looking at it right. But at least it's to this bridge. The bridge does not really include any new mobs or enemies to fight, per se, so it's kind of the same thing. It's just that we might see like a new enemy or two kind of sitting here, just kind of chilling. Like, as you can see, we've got the cop zombies back. Oh, there's those creeper ripoffs I was talking about. The thing about this level is you can actually fall off of this level, so make sure you are being careful and staying away from the edge of the bridge. But I will come back whenever the boss fight occurs. Alright, so here's the boss fight of the level. This is actually the first official boss fight that I think actually proves this world out of the first four are really good. Or it's like one of the best ones. So, oh, yeah, do not fall off the edge. You can actually die doing that. Which is probably the most embarrassing way to die in story mode. But this boss fight is a little weird. He only really has one attack in this entire fight, which is just he throws a, like, tire at you. And that's about it. He doesn't really have a neutral attack, but if you do play this one, you actually get... Actually, I do not even remember the name of that gun. I don't really remember it at all. I was going to say combat AR, but I don't really remember. And so now we go into the prison. Yeah, this isn't fun. So as you can see, the helicopter, of course, crashed. It was meant to crash, if you couldn't tell from the hospital's bridge cutscenes. But us being in our smartest way possible, trying to escape the bridge, we jump off of it. And by the way, I do not recommend jumping off of a bridge at all, so please don't. So of course, then we continue on. We're in the water, and our very smart hero here, he thinks that just getting in the water is safe. So yeah, he decides to jump off the bridge and get into the water. That was definitely not the first smartest decision he's made. And this prison is on an island. A prison island. I'm starting to think that they took Alcatraz and put it into the game as their own thing called prison. Thing about Alcatraz is that you can't typically swim to it or off of it. So our hero's very smart and he swims to it. Yeah, this is definitely not the smartest decision at all. So yeah, don't do this either. But apparently he makes it, so unless he's actually built like Minecraft Steve, then there's no way that this is possible. So of course we're in the prison. So jumping off the bridge just to get to the prison was a terrible idea for our hero, and actually where it spawned me is insane. The story to the prison isn't very clear. The story is more like, of course, we jump off of a bridge, but this area of the game actually has a bunch of deeper meanings. And oh my gosh, there are zombies everywhere right here. Holy crap. Oh, there's rip-off creeper zombie. We kind of take out these enemies that are sitting on the doors, apparently glitching through them, because this game is very old. But I mean, it's still a top shooter game on mobile. As you can see, and that's not a very good picture, so I'm going to quickly go through it, but that's actually a secret tunnel. So you can see, like, this was actually meant to look like Alcatraz, an actual prison. And, of course, that proves that it is. But that's kind of what makes this level special. It shows, like, they were still here whenever the prison got taken over. So it's all in ruins. I will also say there is... Oh, crap, that was fast. So, of course, that's the boss, actually. Funny thing about prison is if you get put on death row, then you have the option of electric chair, or unless they tell you so. That's what makes this boss fight super unique, is the fact that this is actually a prison, or a prisoner that had the electric chair, and he comes back as a zombie who didn't die and still has the electricity running through his head. So that's really interesting. That pulls off a whole new part of the story there. But of course we said we have to kill him just to get through. And so after the prison, we go up to the top of the roof, and we're late again. First, we couldn't save an old man from dying in a cemetery, or a church, and now we failed to reach a helicopter that was apparently crashing down. The helicopter had no choice. As for the guy in the cemetery, we actually could have ran faster in order to save him, but yeah. So, of course, we get over to the top of the roof, and this is the helicopter. It's a military-grade helicopter. It's top secret. Apparently it's an Area 52 helicopter. If you don't get the reference, then it's Area 51 from the actual United States, hinting that this is actually from the United States. Same with Alcatraz. That was also U.S. Actually, I think it's actually near San Francisco. That's funny. But Area 52 is true. So we go and we try to figure out how to get there. So this part wasn't very clear if this is how we were actually supposed to get to Area 52, but apparently our hero swims once again to the main island to go to a little park. And this park was very... What? He liked this park, and he thinks it's going to be safe now. Hopefully. Yeah, I love how it's dark and mysterious looking. But this is actually kind of a point on to the game. This level is actually meant to be more of the horror side of the campaign. So this one actually throws on the horror value more. It's supposed to, like, actually chill you instead of, you know, just... Yeah, I think you get it. But it's not actually meant to be a level. I think this is more of like an add-on level that kind of throws on the deep and dark secrets of the world. So, which most of the worlds have that feature. You will see it in a bunch of them. Or in all 4 of them. There's at least one level that adds on to the horror feature. But, looking at this one. This one is more of the scary level of the entire campaign World 1. But this level is also very interesting because even though it's more of like a throw-on level, it's meant to be a horror level. For instance, if you haven't seen already, Spider-Man, or not Spider-Man, I am way off, Slender Man as a scorpion, or we got regular Slender Man looking thing. So it's kind of, even though it's adding on the horror feature, it's just still reskins basically. But, the thing about it is just that it's supposed to throw on the horror side, not really the storyline side. It's just there to be there. And with that being said, this level is also really fun if you're into, like, horror and all that. Which I remember whenever I was little, because I played this game back, like, whenever it was, like, 3 or 4 years old at that point. Not, like, whenever I was 3 or 4, but, like, whenever the game was, like, 3 or 4 years old. So, like, back then. Actually, I think I played it. I may have started playing it earlier on to where, there wasn't really even too much of a campaign. But I don't really remember. That's been years ago, so I can't really tell you much about it. Which I will also tell you a little bit of lore about some of the bosses and enemies of the game, because some of them are different than how they used to be. So as you can see, this one, of course, is still normal. It's just a Slender Man level. And, oh, that's there. We got this one right there. Another one is over here. It's a Scorpion one. We got that, and the other one is in the little cave system right now, I think. Oh, this is gonna suck if he's in here. No, he's actually on the outside, huh? That was a dumb move played by me. Oh, right there. Okay, and then the bosses actually... So, like I said, this is supposed to be more of a horror level. Not particularly a standard level. So the boss is actually a Slender Man who can teleport. This boss had me scared whenever I was little. And I mean scared. Like, I stopped playing the game just because I was scared of this one boss. And that it would haunt my dreams forever. Eventually, I beat the game because the area I was at lagged. It lagged the boss out to where he stayed in the same position even whenever he teleported. And I ended up beating the level doing that. And so, of course, as we can see to the story, the prison, we go into the forest, which was a beautiful playground, of course. You know, full of, you know, monsters that just love you and don't try to kill you. And we've even got a little friend. Actually, no, he's really tall and he does teleport and he's got really dark features, but we can call him our friend. Anyways, we go into Area 52 after realizing that, Yeah, we didn't like tonight. That was terrible. And actually, this is the first level. No. The second time we've actually seen it daytime in, daytime? It's so confusing trying to remember some of these. Yeah, I think it's the second time we've actually seen day. Like, it's the second official day other than the first night, which I believe may have actually been morning. So, of course, we spawn in Area 52, out of all places. Weird place. It's definitely not ripping off some of the highest military stuff in the world. And this level also kind of gives off the horror aesthetic of the level again. Just mainly by the just bloody mirrors, red lights kind of dimming the place. It's meant to look like a horror level, even though this level is not considered too scary. So, with this level, we also see the first zombies with guns being aliens. Ooh. Fun secret. Or it used to be here, I think. You could actually get on top of, I think, the UFO, and it would give you a gem. I don't know if that's the same thing now. But, of course, this is the first level. We also see aliens, but we also see guns for the first time in this level. Which later on in the game, we will see, like, more gun and weird creatures similar to that. But for now, it's just the aliens. At this point in the game, it really starts to get challenging. I will say that. And so, why do I say that? It will be explained in just a second after we kill all the zombies. Creeper man. There's you. Yeah, there's a bunch of different enemies in this level, so it kind of gets excessive. And where are you at? You are right there. Oh, gosh. Okay, I did not realize we were spawning right there. So this boss is actually the first boss that shoots. Not throws, shoots. So as you can see, he's got a little gun of his own. And so this is actually the gun he uses. So this is what I think the interesting thing is that we go through a forest, we get over to Area 52, we see aliens, and then we decide that it's fun to shoot aliens. And so, with that being said, we also, get over to the boss. And for the first time, we actually get a boss's gun. Well, as far as we know. And so that's Area 52. And then we've got the school. The final level of World 1 and the last level I will be showcasing in this video of the campaign lore. And so whenever we actually get on to the boss, I will actually showcase some lore to the boss, because the boss will not make sense for the level, but there's a little bit of a reason why, because they had to change him. So, as you can see, we enter in, we fight off all the aliens, we get the master alien's gun, and then we hear a little bit of movement in the UFO. We find somebody who says, "Don't shoot me," and then he gives us a little map to what apparently is a portal to the monster's area. And so we drive over to the school where this is, and I think our character thinks this is the end. Oh, also another dumb decision that the character made was even walking into Area 52, which we all know Area 51 apparently has aliens, so we don't officially know that, but yeah, that's kind of what Area 52 is based off of. The school is a whole different thing. And fun fact, you can actually play this as a team deathmatch map. This one, I know it used to be deathmatch. I don't know about team deathmatch per se. So as you can see, we have a bunch of enemies, but our main focus is on the final enemy, which is the boss. Well, he comes with bodyguards, of course, like the last one did, but this one is a little weird. This one is actually an interesting level. So, of course, we got the upside-down classroom. And so it actually symbolizes that this place is... This is actually the most interesting level in this occasion, because it actually symbolizes, you know, this dark story of the campaign. I mean, we're talking about... We got all these brutes, and, eventually it'll show it again, but, yeah, there's the brute guy. But the little kid, the little ones that are kind of in the same size as the alien, but it shows us that they were here whenever the zombie apocalypse went on, and that they just never made it. So, it's a really interesting story to say, especially with thinking that this place was still in session whenever the zombies came in. Which for some reason we haven't seen any of the kids yet again. The ones that are... They look like pigs. I originally thought they were like little pigs, and then I realized later on that they were like skinned kids, which is not really fun to know. But I mean, it's still part of the story. The third enemy is apparently over here. Behind that. Number 2 is behind us, apparently. And so, oh, there we go. The boss. I love this boss. He makes absolutely no sense. As you can see, this one is a gladiator on a spider. The boss, as you can tell, makes no sense to the level. And for the final boss of this world, let me go ahead and do the honors. We actually don't get a gun, as you can tell. We actually enter the portal. As you can see, the portal is actually in the middle of the school. And I'll run down World 2 in another video. But first off, I want to explain the lore behind why the boss is a gladiator. So, of course, I said before we even played the level that the boss was going to be slightly different from what it originally was. So the boss now is a gladiator due to controversy. And expected reasons why the original boss got taken out. But the original boss used to be a pyramid head boss. It wasn't... We're not talking about like it was just a pyramid. We're talking about like it was one of the brutes with a pyramid head. Of course, if that doesn't make sense why it's been taken out, it's more of like, I think, an Illuminati reference. So, yeah, it's something. But we enter the portal, and we no longer get a cutscene for the game. And that's about it. But as you can see, the lore is really cool for the first world. And as we go through these videos, you will realize that the lore and the story gets a little more interesting, but also worse. In a way, it's an interesting story later on. But I believe the first world is probably the most lore-based world. Other than perhaps the third world, I think. Yeah, possibly the third world. It's the first world, the third world, and then the fourth world gives off a new aspect to the story, but it's not considerably lore. It's more like add-on. So, and you'll realize after the final level of World 3 why the final level of World 4 actually ties in to the story, but it's the fourth world is not really lore related. So don't really, if you're wanting to go into World 4, then you have to get every star, but do I recommend it? No, absolutely not. The only thing you really get for beating World 4 is, after you beat the last level, Cubic, you get a head. So if you want to go for that, then fine, but it's not really lore related, nor is it really worth playing, so I'm just gonna say I would advise you not to go for everything. But as you can see, the lore is very fantastic for this game, especially the first world. Now, as we continue on, you'll realize the lore starts getting more interesting, but we'll leave that out for another video. So I'll leave y'all off with this. If you want to keep playing the game and go into story mode, I would definitely recommend 3-starring the first world 100%, especially if you have good guns. Because hard mode is how you have to 3-star it, and you have to do it, I think, without taking damage. Back then, it was actually you had to defeat them in a record time without taking a single damage, including shield. So glad they changed that. They made the campaign a lot easier doing that. But yeah, that is about it. I will go over World 2 in the next video I do for the campaign series. And with the campaign series, I'll also kind of do some ratings for it. It will be a very short series, but I will rate each of the worlds and kind of go into more aspect on them. So, but thank you guys for watching. I just recently, today, uploaded 2 more Street Fighter Duel videos, so if you're interested to go watch them, then please do. It would be very good to actually have more viewers and more subscribers. But also, just make sure to like and subscribe. I mean, it helps me out. It really actually brightens my day, like, because my max amount of likes and subscribers by this video is, my max amount of likes per video is about 3. That's how much I'm able to maintain now compared to back then. But starting today, I actually have 3 subscribers, so thank you to the 3 subscribers. But thank you guys just for watching. It really makes my day entirely whenever somebody comments saying that the video's so good, or like I get a like or something, or they just subscribe. Like, it makes my day so good. But thank you guys for watching, and it's not recommended to follow, or it's not required, but I do recommend it if you like the content. So, but thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.